All right, guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore qualifiers. We have our final game of the upper bracket about to unfold, and then we have a few games left from the lower bracket, but this one determines who advances on to Singapore.
So we weren't too sure exactly which game we were going to go into, but Revival just now lost versus CJ herO. So we're going to have herO now play, and I'm actually kind of excited for this. herO is a very good player. Not Liquid herO, the other herO. And he's going to be going up against Hydra, the guy that we've just seen demolish Rain. And this could be a good one. We've seen Hydra's play, and he's been, like you said, only playing against Protoss players, and he has another one now to have the last game to qualify for IEM Singapore. Whoever wins this has a plane ticket.
I'm wondering, actually, also, herO has had to play a lot of Zergs.
herO beat Sue on the way to where he is now.
Right.
And Sue's obviously a very good Zerg player, one of the better ones that we have in the scene. So this should be cool. Let's see how he approaches to play Hydra.
All right, let's get into game number one, guys, to see who advances on in first place to Intel Extreme Masters Singapore, as we have spawning up to the right-hand corner here as our red Zerg. He is CJ Entis' Hydra. And spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, we have CJ herO. So
yeah,
they're doing all right for themselves, seemingly.
Yeah, good players. But these two know each other because they're obviously on the same team. So when that happens, I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see herO do something very good against the style we see from Hydra. They practiced with each other. That's what a lot of these older Korean teams from Casper do. They play in-house against each other. They discuss strategies together. The coaches get them to play against each other. So I really think that Hydra's style that we saw just beat Rain, herO will know all about it. He'll know what the weaknesses of it, what makes it strong, what makes it weak. So I think this could be a very good series, especially if we were to see Hydra go for his Mutalisk air play. But that may not be the case. He may have to change it up because he knows that, you know, the teammates and that they know each other's style. Yeah,
a little bit of respect out of Hydra here, as he doesn't opt to go for anything crazy early on. Just straight to that hatchery first for him with Extractor. So pretty greedy play from him in relation to what we're seeing from his opponent. And there's the spawning pool now dropped as well. So for now, there isn't really too much of a window for either of these players to do anything. It's just going to evolve out a little bit further.
A gas early from Hydra. This is not what we've seen from him in the previous games. Even when his opponent took a fast Nexus, he went 3 hatcheries every time, even with a gateway down. So this is interesting. The prober spotted it, though, inside the main base. So it's not like he's going to be caught off guard. He knows that there's gas down. So there's a couple of things that this means. It could be a very fast tech up. It could be Zergling speed right off the bat. It could be randomly roaches that come out. It could be a Zergling bailing bust. So all these things, herO's going to have to be worrying about and thinking, what really is this gas for? Is it just Zergling speed and then backs off?
We'll see. I'm assuming Zergling speed and then backing off, because if it does that, and what I was kind of anticipating would have been something like a gateway pressure.
Oh, he went back in with 3 for a second.
Did he go back in?
He went back in and then went back out.
Oh.
There's a bit of mind games going on there.
Did he show you he was going back in?
He showed being back and then went out again. A couple of mind games from both players here. Being on the same team makes a lot of sense. So look at this Cybercore placed to the right-hand side here, and that's going to give him vision of anything down to the bottom right-hand side a little bit more. And I wonder what he's thinking at this point, herO. This is a scary way to play against somebody who, you know, shows and threatens that there could be aggression early on.
Yeah, herO's going to have to be very diligent about his scouting, maybe get a sentry out pretty early and bank up some energy, send a hallucinated Phoenix over there to see exactly what's going on, because right now, a little bit in the dark here is herO, and he does not know about the third base just yet. He's sending a probe out to try and find it, but the Zerglings, they just missed that probe. They're going to try and hunt it down, but he will see the third.
Stargate immediately here. Very fast Stargate here, even before a sentry. So he may not be caught by this bluff. He'd just be all right, you trying to play with me a little bit here. He could also go for the Void Ray if he was feeling a little bit threatened, if there was something to come. But he spotted the third hatchery, and it's down kind of fast. So he knows that this should be just Zergling speed into a third hatchery. So I wouldn't even expect a Void Ray unless he was looking to do some kind of fast third base play with a Void Ray. And it should be, I'd imagine, just regular Phoenix play. He's even Chronoboosting into the Nexus and added on gases. He's not afraid of anything.
Yeah, he's held pretty strongly at his natural as well. with that Zealot wisely in position. And aside from this, not really too much coming out from Hydra just yet. He's gone back into gas with just one drone. So he's slowly banking up a bit of gas to get his layer going down. But Void Ray, Chrono boosted out really aggressively here.
Yeah, he built a Phoenix, cancelled it, and then built a Void Ray. So whether it be just like his robotic fingers telling him to build a Phoenix, as that's what he does the majority of the time, or whether he's trying to just now switch it up a little bit. The Void Ray, it's waypointed backwards. I think we're going to see a third base from these Void Rays. It's very difficult, obviously, to pull aggression off against a player like Hydra. It's probably just going to be Void Rays into a third. But the layers started, and all the gases are being taken now. So this is as we've seen Hydra do before. And to be honest, as soon as he gets the smell of a third base coming down, I think that he's probably going to be quite happy to go up to his Mutalisk play again, maybe.
Yeah, I think so as well. I don't see any reason right now why Hydra would deviate, but at the same time, the Stargate opener here from herO, you know, it makes it easier to transition into anti-air if he gets some indication of it. So I think that, you know, herO here actually charged it up instantly with this Void Ray just to kill off this Overlord as quickly as he possibly could do. And he's losing another one over on the right-hand side as well. So Hydra now realizes there's a few Void Rays out.
And takes the gases and drones up immediately. That's his retaliation to seeing these Void Rays. He's probably just envisioning a third going down now. Even though he doesn't see it and can't see it because of these Void Rays, he's probably making the guess. But the Hydralisk Den and Spire. Now, this is just the ultimate confusion, because you don't know which one's going to be built here. And the way that Protoss will have to find out is you almost have to ready for both. As we see +1 attack being researched nice and early on. That's going to help out if there are Mutalisks. And also a second and third Stargate. So he's playing, like if you remember how SOS played, how Naniwa plays, just very Void Ray heavy with great ability to be able to switch into Phoenixes if Mutalisks are used.
Yeah, and generally these Queens, they're not going to have the easiest time against 3 Void Rays charged up as well.
Imagine if he lost this third.
Oh, he could actually lose this.
Yes, he can.
He has nothing to deal with that.
Yes, he can. He can lose this hatchery.
And he's going to just go straight for a few drones here as well. So, I mean, why not? You know, that's guaranteed damage that you're going to get there.
A link counterattack is happening here as well, but he's going to lose his hatchery, I think.
Probes being transferred over. Don't want to die, but a few of them do end up doing so. And if he just turns around, kills this Queen, and then goes straight back to work on this hatchery, yes, there will be another Queen.
The charge is ready now, so he's absolutely going to be able to pick this off. I'd be very worried if he didn't.
Move out of range with it. I could just
I'm interested why he's not wanting to go pick this off.
Yeah.
He's got 3 Void Rays. They all have charge. He has the Mothership Core too.
Well, he's going to have another 3 Void Rays in just a second, but it's going to go up against Mutas.
He hasn't spotted the tech at all. Interestingly, decided to come home here. I'm not too sure why.
Can Void Ray exclusively work out against this Mutalisk play?
With +1 attack and a Guardian Shield, Void Rays, I mean, there's 5 of them. There's about to be 7, so they're actually not that bad. Ideally, you want to be able to switch over, but he hasn't even spotted anything yet. He has no idea if this is Hydralisk, if this is Mutalisks. And imagine, well, how many Mutalisks are there? And there's about 4 Hydras too.
10.
If the Void Rays were out of position and the Mothership Core got sniped. Phoenix production has begun, by the way. I think he kind of knows.
Yeah, it seems so.
Or was expecting.
Or he feels that this Void Ray counts just enough to keep him stable. Either way, it's going to work out, because right now, this triple Stargate production, and he doesn't know. Oh, no, he did see the second Stargate, so
yeah. But, I mean, these aren't going to. I mean, he's get a couple of probe kills here, but he might lose all of the Mutalisks.
Yeah, certainly could do. He needs to bring the Void Rays over there as well to help out, or even recalls. But the cooldown on that recall means that he can't actually chase those away.
Corruptors are being made now as well, but there's 5 gateways coming in, +1 attack as well. Armor being started for these air units. I really think that the setup that herO's put himself in is because he knows who he's playing against, teammate and all. Yeah. Knows his kind of play style and is dealing very well with it.
I would love to see an addition of Twilight Council and then Charge as well, just to add, you know, an extra ground pound to those Hydralisk numbers if they get going. Because that right now, I feel that's the only thing that Hydra can really do to deal with this.
Well, now Corruptors are being made, and he's seen these too, so I mean, he may start to add on a couple of Stalkers underneath his army, but look at this on the right-hand side. Phoenixes have obviously kept the units to the left, but these Void Rays with the Mothership Core tallying behind, are just going to pick off this and get out.
Oh, God.
Look at the difference between Rain and this. You know, it's so much different. Keeping the gas income down, which means there won't be as many units. Hydro Switch has been implemented now, and as you said, Zealot Charge is going to work wonders against those.
Yeah, this is a really cool game by herO, gotta say, really cool. Obviously, it's a little bit scary as a Protoss, only having Void Rays at the very beginning. You're like, well, is he just gonna flood me? And actually, I'm not gonna be able to kill things off quickly enough. But that wasn't the case. Hydra was going for his standard play, and now all the Zealots have been seen as well. He sees the assault mode beginning.
Yeah, I really think that. Yeah, this is not good. Hydra's he's been countered here. Almost blindly, you could say.
Yeah.
Because there was no scouting information at all. It was just went for it.
Zealot charge is not done, and the Zealots aren't even here yet, but they're going over to the right-hand side to actually kill off the base, and all the Hydras can't even fight against this.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
This is over.
GG.
Yeah, just countered. Your style got counted, bro.
Straight
so
up.
for anyone that was watching earlier and was watching how Rain got devastated by this playstyle, it was a very similar opening, fast Nexus down. The difference was that there was a much faster Stargate focus.
Yeah.
He scouted it, or he didn't scout it, sorry. That's the thing. It was like he scouted it, and he already knew it was coming, and he dealt with it perfectly. Absolutely crushed Hydra there.
Yeah. And again, we have to credit this partially because they're on the same team. He knows his style. He knows that kind of play can come out from Hydra.
Yeah.
And that's the power of knowledge. It really is, because he made that look easy.
Yeah, and I mean, Hydra's got to be saying to himself now, like, dude, you just can't blind cannon me like that. It's not fair. Get in the game. Get in the game. Wait.
Okay,
I said wait. Okay, good. I didn't want to have to observe.
Sorry, man.
All right, so I think now that I suppose Hydra's going to switch it up. He can't keep playing the same, especially if he's going to get blind counted like this. So we may see just more Hydraless focus, because that style is very good. Hydra's Queen focus against that style if it was to come out again. But, does it have to come out again?
And it's Derelict Watcher, a map that can work for those bigger Hydraless focuses.
Yeah, Hydra Roach plays are very good on this map.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, loading up into game number 2. As we said, Derelict watcher is our second map here. herO leads the series 1-0. The winner of this series does advance on to the Intellects Masters Singapore. We already have from Europe, we have Grubby and Happy. And then from Americas, we have Mr. Hook and Miss Scarlet.
Yeah.
So, sick lineup of players so far. I'm really looking forward to Singapore. Anyway, without further ado, guys, let's jump into game number 2. As we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, Mr. Hydra, currently 1 game down. And spawning up to the top right, we have herO.
I wonder what kind of playstyles we'll see from these two players. It's very difficult to predict. I mean, there's a pylon coming down here, so it's going to be gateway play. We could see, gateway follow-up attacks after a Nexus has been put down. Remember, Hydra wasn't afraid to go for that 9 or 10 pool earlier as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's going to do it this game with the Overload in production here. I mean, you can still go for like some weird 13 pool or something after this, or 12 pool, but it should be just a regular setup here.
Yeah. I'm wondering, actually, if Hydra now says, it's like the double mind game, right? It's like, after being crushed in that game 1, you don't think that I'll try that again, but I'm actually going to try that again. But all herO has to do then is be a little bit careful about his scouting and then see it and crush it again.
Yeah.
So it's not the easiest of times for poor Hydra at this point.
Yeah, I don't think herO would just blindly play a similar style here. I think that he would scout more, especially because he was like, all right, come on, Hydra, you're probably going to do what you do best, and I'm going to beat you with it. And then in the next game, then I'll find out what you're going to do, and probably won't play as blindly.
Regardless of what, if it was completely countered blindly, though, it was a very fun game to watch. Fun to see how herO orchestrated that. And now Hydra has options ahead of him. What is he going to do? They're not going to present themselves just yet. But herO in turn,
I mean, herO's just set up now with double gases so early on. It's not the fastest of Nexus possible here, but what he's going to be able to do is get the Mothership core nice and fast. Also get a Sentry if he's going to mine properly from both gases quite early on. And it will keep him a lot more protected. He hasn't got a lot of focus in gas, though. It's just three on one side and then 1 in the other. But as you see, the gas alignment will absolutely allow him to go for the Mothership core here. He's set up very defensive in case there was an early pool play, which we've seen Hydra do in the past. He may cancel the Zealot here. You can do this, but I think he will. I think he will, yeah. You can.
With how these minerals line up, there we go.
And you just go over to the Mothership core now, Warp Gate Research. Mothership core will be fine to protect the natural. You can actually start up the Zealot again afterwards, but usually the Mothership Core is fine.
Yeah, it helps out. It's going to help out a lot. The Zerglings actually can run up into the main here if he doesn't produce anything or doesn't block with this probe.
If a pylon comes down here, they can technically pick it off.
Yeah, they certainly could.
And anything's possible. You want to grab as much as you can, and he may try to... Yeah, he's going to get that. That's nice.
Not too badly done.
Especially because these Zerglings really aren't meant to do anything at this point.
Yeah.
So double cancel, that's really nice.
Wow.
That's a supply block, almost.
Yeah, very well done there by
So
Hydra.
you can't build probes. So that's nice.
For the cost of 2 Lings, not too bad at all.
Yeah, you can't build probes because he got the pylon cancelled. So that's a nice start for Hydra. Sentry is the expected follow-up here. With the Sentry produced so early on, of course, if there's any Zergling attacks, you got the force fields to help. Also, if there was a lot of gateways come down, you start to save energy nice and early on. A second Sentry behind this, which really pulls away from grabbing fast tech. 2 sentries? I think we could see a gateway timing here. Well, not really a timer, but a gateway attack.
Well, that's certainly an option, especially if he starts that +1 weapons very quickly here from that forge that's just gone down. We have the third base about to finish up for Hydra and taking double gases at his natural pretty swiftly here. Just to make sure that he can keep himself well in the know.
Yeah, they're actually kind of early. So when you play 3 hatch style, the gases come down at roughly 6 minutes against Forge Expand play. But he knows he's against a gateway timing or gateway play, so he could expect timings from this. So the gases are down a little bit faster here. The Mothership Core will reveal this third base. And are we going to see Chronoboost go into the Forge now? Because if Chronoboost goes into the Forge, he's actually spent it in the Nexus, so no, he's not. He could have tried to go for some kind of attack off these gateways, but upon seeing this, it's not really possible anymore. So he could take a fast third off just 3 gateways.
He could do. You're right. And he's actually taking extra gases at his natural as well. So all of that gas bank up that he's going to have across 4 gases isn't really indicative of a huge kind of gateway push.
5 sentries, that's a lot of sentries, but as you can see, Hydra's playing very defensive. He's got a lot of Zerglings. He knows his opponent's probably going to change his style up as we expected, and he's got the Roach Warren down too, so he's actually in a very good position to defend against any form of attack that was to come, even though that's not what's happening, and more importantly, can also defend against any fast thirds that were being taken, which is why an Overlord on the third is there to spot.
Look at this. I mean, this is you know, Hydra making so many units at this point. It's in essence in response to what we're seeing here, which is a small movement out, but it's not exactly a big dedication to an attack.
No.
So he forces out a lot of units, which could have been drones.
I don't think we'll see a third though, because this is really smart from Hydra. From herO. You force your opponent to build a lot of units like that. If you take a third, it's going to get cancelled. He has a Twilight cancel down. He's probably just going to go for a Blink +2 attack, or at least a much slower third, but. He definitely is going to have a very powerful army as the game goes later on. We could see a third come in. I think that's probably what's going to happen. But with the addition of extra gateways and third base economy, he's going to have a very strong attack later, especially when these sentries start to bank up the energy, which they're going to start, piling up now.
Yeah. No extra probes in production. Though, okay. It does
he'll take a third for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that the attack will come as +2 is near completion, so it's still got quite a way. But with extra money coming from this third hatchery, he's going to be able to put down a lot more gateways. Remember, there's no Robo or Stargate, so it is only gateways. And it should, as we can see, line up for some kind of +2 attack. The best thing against this, just a lot of units. Yeah. Just get the Hydra list down, just make a lot of units.
Yeah, this is, and again, on a map like this, if you do have that power behind you, then you can get some really good concaves. But as we mentioned earlier, his drone count was significantly slowed down by all those units that were forced out. So. Yeah. Right now, yes, he's getting an extra 11 drones, and he's going to be at the position that he wants to be, but this could have come a little bit earlier. Therefore, he would have had a bit more gas. Therefore, this Hydra Spire play that he's now throwing down could have been a bit stronger.
Well, remember, herO's the one with all the information in this game, and it's the complete opposite for Hydra. If he uses air units, then he will lose this game. The Overseer that goes into the main base is trying to pick up more information. 3 Stalkers being warped in can confuse him a little bit, but he needs to figure out that this is going to be most likely a Blink play.
And I think he might have just,
okay, so he saw the Twilight Cancel and Changeling, and seeing Stalkers, he shouldn't be using the Spire now. You can get a +1 attack to research and use them later, but it should be just Ling Hydra focused. If he makes any air units, it's terrible.
Yeah, and it should work out well against, as long as he's reading into what he's seen. I mean, right now, Hydra, he doesn't have too much to worry about in terms of a massive attack. Well, he's actually taking the base up to the top left-hand corner.
Yeah, that's fine. That's out the way. That's not going to be a point of contention at all. And he really is starting to figure this out now. We saw no gases on the third base. He saw the extra gateways. He knows what's coming, basically.
Yeah.
So now he just needs to make sure he has a good arc. Remember, this is Derelict Watcher. The creep spread's decent. It's not the best, but he still can get a good flank and good surround. He's got a couple of Lings behind this, going to pick off the pylons that are tracing this army. But are the Hydralisks and the Lings going to be good enough to deal with this attack? He knows it's coming, but can he stop it?
It's a lot of power. Force fields are going to be the initial wave, and then blinks from that point on are going to try and help out here against this. And army supplies right now, we have 72 against 64, so not that big a lead here for Hydra, but he's got a few more units on the way. Force fields will go down, separating some of those Hydralisks on from the back. He still has a lot of force fields.
Hydralisks.
Oh, he needs to be able to make these sentries work, but they all died very, very quickly there. Now it's all up to Blink.
Yeah, it's just Blink Stalkers now.
I don't think this is going to work out.
Well, the reinforcements are going to push this back for now. He's got to be careful not to just throw too many Hydralisks away. 11 Roaches are coming in. I'm not sure if they have Roach speed, because that's kind of important in this. Yeah, they do. Okay, great. So with 14 Roaches and just like Roach Hydraling, I think he should be okay. Like, because that should have done a lot more damage. He lost all the sentries. He's got no flood control.
It's +2 weapons against +1. So, again, critical mass stalkers, if it is reached, it always does a lot of here.
Yeah.
Hydra needs to control this perfectly. Zealots do get to the front here, and drones actually come off the line for just a second to actually try and take this engagement.
Just a couple to tank a little bit of damage here.
That army, though, for Hydra now, look at it push forwards. With the concave it had there as well, there's just too much to deal with. You can't blink back against that kind of damage, and Hydra is pushing this all the way to the pinnacle.
This is really good play. And one thing I'm noticing from Hydra is that all his queens really low in energy. No macro hatch needed. He's just hit all his lava injects, he's got a lot of units out, and he's been able to just wear the Stalker count down. And even though Stalkers are obviously going to keep on coming, they're not in the large number of critical mass as you described earlier.
Yeah, it's just not enough right now. Even having to warp in Zealots because he's gas starved, because he never took the gases at the third base either. So ideally, he wants to warp in nothing but Stalkers, realistically, so he can try and reach that critical mass from before. But I don't think these Zealots are really going to help out a whole lot.
Yeah. It's another big wave coming, though. I mean, the fight's still going on. It's not over yet. It's not over till the Fat Lady sings.
Army supply 60 to 24, though, with the 11 Roaches on the way as well.
Yeah, Roaches are so good here with the Zealots that come in. Yeah, he's starting to push us back. 12 more Roaches. I think that'll be the nail in the coffin here.
These two pylons, if they die as well, I mean, you can't reinforce too easily at all.
Yeah, this is a very good defense here from Hydra. Good game sense, good game reading, good game scouting with the Overseer and the Changeling to read what was going on. If he'd made the mistake of building their units, it would have been over.
Yeah, nice control there from Hydra, but when you're having to control 6 Stalkers against a wave of Roaches and Hydras, you're going to blink quite nicely anyway. The pylon at the front does get killed off. This is the last one to be able to reinforce, but even that.
And both players know it's over. The gases start and drones start. They both know that this is not going to work or going to continue on for much longer. So from this point, we actually could see... I'll probably just focus on Roach Hydra still. I don't think it's necessary to tech switch at this point. You know your opponent doesn't have a Robo, he doesn't have a Colossus, so if you just make a lot of units, you can probably win the game if you break the area in between the natural and third. So after these 4 Overlords, I'll probably expect just a bunch of units to be made. You can go Mutalisks, but
why
why do you need to, is the overall.
Exactly. Zealots and Stalkers do warp in once again to try and shut all of this down, but right now he just doesn't have the power behind this. Even a drone comes along to say, get out of my game.
Yeah. He's going to go Mutalist anyway. I mean, you don't have to. At this point, you've won the game almost, so it doesn't really matter what you build.
GG, 1-1 apiece. Hydra ties it up. And
so, yeah, 2 CJ players doing really well.
Yeah, doing all right for themselves. And to be honest with you, Game 3 could go either way. I'm trying to think who I would favor more so. I would say I want to favor Hydra. So, because herO's game 1
was just a blind counter.
Yeah,
exactly. It's not as prestigious as a victory where you won through not knowing what he was doing and just playing it out better. So yeah, I would favor Hydra here, but not heavily. I like 60-40 Hydra, I'd say. 55-45, something like that.
What's the map that we're on?
Belshire Vestige.
All right. Alrighty. Well, if Hydra stuck to a very similar style, it can work, but it's obviously not as strong because you don't have that much area to really set up good concaves, especially in a more aggressive position, right? It's much more for the defender. Something is up with us
I
today,
know,
man.
I keep disconnecting randomly from games.
Yeah.
It sucks. I want to look around and stuff, but I'm not in.
Whee!
At least you're into the game, so we do have you observing it.
All right. Well, everything's getting loaded up, and I think everyone's stalled at halfway. No, okay. No, we're getting in. Okay, so let's jump into game number 3 here, guys, to find out who advances on to Singapore, as we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner as our red Zerg. He is Hydra. They might regame, though. Rick.
Can you type?
No. I think they're going to do it.
It's because they saw I left.
Yeah, I think they might. We'll see.
It doesn't matter.
All right, Ad spawning up to the top left. Actually, he's moving his probe around, so there's
Why they're gonna play it?
Yeah, yeah. Ad spawning up to the top left, we have CJ Entis's herO. So some more PvZ action. We've seen a lot of PvZ over these past 3 days, Sean. I don't know if you've been watching.
I've watched some, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of PvZ, man. Yesterday was like exclusively PvZ. I was like, I really want to cast a Terran, guys, but I just couldn't find one. Oh well.
I had a tweet, just for some people that do not know, this is CJ herO, not Liquid herO, by the way. I know at the top of the screen it's just capitals, so it's hard to tell. But it is CJ's herO. This is a CJ All Final to get the first spot out of 2 today that will be awarded to players that want to play and compete in the Intel Extreme Masters in Singapore.
Yeah. So regardless of who actually loses this, they're not out. Like
No.
It's just this series is just for glory, not for losers.
Just looking at down in the bottom of the bracket, the players remaining, we have Trap playing against Sue.
Oh, really?
That's a cool game.
Wow, that's really cool.
Morrow's currently playing against Oz, which is another good game. The winner of Trap and Sue would play against Revival. And the winner of Morrow and Oz would play against Rain. So there's some very good players left here. Some very, very good players going to make their way to Singapore.
How many Protoss has Revival had to play against, out of curiosity?
Revival's played Hurricane and herO today.
Okay. And he lost against
And he beat
herO.
Hurricane and lost versus herO.
Ah, interesting.
Revival, of course, the player that will be playing against Naniwa for the tiebreaker at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
But these builds, as we can see, so it's just gateway play, and Hydra's just taking the gas with Zergling speed against gateway play. He actually demonstrated a very good game against gateway. Like, he was very defensive, he perfectly scouting follow-ups, and looked really scary, actually, in that second game.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting similar playstyle here, just lots of scouting for pylons or probes on the left-hand side. Make sure you scout the follow-up, what's it going to be. So yeah, this could be a long game as well.
Certainly could be. Mothership Core's on the way here, just to keep himself well defended against anything Hydra wants to throw at him. Just a few lings on the way for our Zerg player to try and see what's going on in the middle of the map. It's an important aspect to cover, but realistically, it rarely happens nowadays that anything is going to get thrown down at the very beginning here for herO to pressure on at least. So he's playing defensively as well, so we're going to see a little bit of a longer game once again.
Yeah. Yeah, we should. The third base will come down soon, I'd imagine, for Hydra. We probably could see some Ling Hydra play, some Ling Zergling Hydralist play. Depends on, obviously, what herO does. Because Hydra's always just going to retaliate to what he finds in scouts. If we see a fast third or regular play, actually look at that Arobo. So this is very different, and we probably won't see just the regular Zergling Hydralist play to pressure a third. What we're most likely going to be seeing from this robotics facility is just an Immortal play.
Interesting place as well. Normally see it down in the natural.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just trying to hide it a little bit here from his opponent, which could give us the indicator that maybe he wants to be a little bit aggressive with it.
I mean, what units does he have right now?
A
Sentry. There's still a possibility that he goes for a Warp Prism here into taking a third of these 3 gateways. But the way I'm looking at it, I think this is going to be an Immortal push. The Sentry's pushing back the Overlord, which will not scout it, so that's nice. So it's hidden, his tech.
Yep, not going to be spotted anytime soon. And we'll see what you want to do. And I guess it's funny actually nowadays, because almost you see an Immortal be first, even over observers.
Oh god, a Zergling!
Oh wow!
Wow, big scout, big scout. That wasn't meant to happen. So he's now spotted the attack. The Roach Warren's immediately been built here. I really think Roach speed is one of the crucial points to defending an Immortal all in. But now that Hydra has spotted this, he knows exactly that he doesn't need to overdrone. He's, expecting an immortal push from this.
But now does herO abandon this plan? Or is it too late?
Yeah, he's just going to go for it now.
All right, herO. Let's see what you've got.
No layer, though. No roach speed, no layer. He's just going on non-layer, just circling. That means his creep spread's got to be pretty good here.
Yeah, that's right. That's very true, actually.
So with no layer, though, that means he's got more gas that can be spent on roaches here, so he's going to have a lot higher of a roach count. 3 overlords have been built now. What's his drone count? Because he's stopped his unit.
48.
Oh, that's nice and low. Not too high at all. He's going to start his unit production. It's going to be a lot of units here. But roach speed, without roach speed, it is a little bit more difficult to engage, obviously, without having the speed for them.
And this creep, I don't think is going to be in the full positions that he wants it to be by the time this comes. Because if he comes down this angle here, generally you see players like Targa, for example, actually get a good wraparound on that.
But imagine, look at that position again. Imagine if the roaches and lings are defending on the 3rd, right, down there, and they're sat in a line with the creep spread that's pushing out above it, means he can come around from the back, which is that mothership core try to stop that creep spread from happening.
It's very important.
But he's going to be able to come around and surround from the back. So this series just comes down to, can he stop this attack?
How many
Very
gateways?
simply.
All right, he's got 5 extra on the way.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of zealots put in because he's only got 2 gases, remember?
Yeah, so 8 gateways in total. Having a...
It's 4 immortals, man.
Whoa, he actually got a 4th. I'm surprised by that.
That's a lot. The layer started now.
It does delay the push a little bit.
Yes, it's not as fast as it could have been, of course. But it's very strong here.
All these units look amazing here for Hydra.
I really like this because there's so many different ways that StarCraft is so delicate with its how it's played out. Imagine if Hydra had gone to 60 drones, he would have been good. Because obviously the attack came later, he would have had more money, and he wouldn't have been so hard-pressed to get units out. But in this regard, he's a very low drone count, so the stronger but later push is better against a lower drone count.
No, you're right.
So
entirely.
It's actually really smart the way that herO's played this out. He knew it was scouted, he knew that his opponent would stop drones low, so what he did was not rush his attack, was to slow it down, knowing that his opponent was at a very low drone count. So a very smart play here from herO, but will it work?
This is a smart play for Hydra, though, I feel, as well. Just going for the straight-up counter as opposed to trying actually go for the direct engagement.
Where are the units? I can't see it. My eyes are really bad.
These units are here, and then the other units up there. Whoa. Okay, has to be careful about those force fields, but look at the damage he's doing in the main. Photon Overcharge. Roach is actually trying to do something as well.
Photon Overcharge is dealing with the defense.
Yeah,
just a couple walked-in units. And there's no way that he can really stop this, I think. I think herO's going to win this.
Yeah, look, I mean, especially with him now in the main, he's going to kill off the spawning pool, he's going to kill off the layer.
The only way that he can do this is keep on counterattacking. The one good thing, I guess, for Hydra is that the gases haven't been taken, so the sentry count's really low back at home to defend. But with Photon Overcharge and just zealots, like, look, he's defending.
Look how low that Nexus is as well. If he'd have shut down a little bit of the economy, then yeah, great, that would have been fantastic. He wouldn't have been able to warp in as many units.
Hydra's building so many spines as well. He's just going to go for a massive, massive counter and hope that his 3rd can hold.
Yeah,
but a spine's going to hold against 4 immortals?
I don't think so, man. Those 4 immortals doing a lot of damage. Look how quickly they're able to kill off everything here. If he just focuses down that hatchery as well and just presses on forwards, but look at this. Hydra trying to do the damage himself. Zerglings went up into the main to try and kill off that Nexus, but they didn't get it. Roaches are going to have to do that as well. But now the Roach Warren's dead. He has no ability to make units to Hydra. No ability to make spines.
This is going to be hard to hold. I mean, you need to get the Zealots in the front. That's first of all the first defense.
Wait, this...
but still, I mean, what is he protecting? A 1-base, semi-saturated economy?
Roaches could have killed... Why aren't they killing that Nexus? But at the same time, hey, he's killed off a lot of these workers as well. Drones. He's lost a lot of it.
There's only 4 immortals.
This could go Hydra's way, Sean.
Imagine if drones won the game.
Go drones. Go drones. Surround the immortals.
Can he really stop 4 immortals here with
extra probes?
And the warp prism to micros immortals?
Probe drop. Oh yeah, actually no, there's no way he can kill it with the warp prism.
28 lings. It's a lot of lings. There's still roaches over there, so if the lings and roaches were together, he could stop it.
Yeah, he could.
He could stop the immortals.
You need to...
that's
Zealot warp in.
Yeah, that's really good. He needs actually, hopefully, micro.
Yeah, he needs to pick up. He absolutely needs to pick up these immortals.
He's going to try and get over there. Whoa, he gets it. Okay, nice.
And...
Nice.
Oh, I love it. Oh, great moves by herO.
And if the shields regenerate on these Immortals, the series them alive, they're going to be very difficult to bring down.
11 roaches. They're not going to beat 4 Immortals with this Zealot and Probe kind of
How many Zealots
help.
are there? Like 2, 3? It doesn't. As
Enough.
long as they're
5.
at the front. 5, that's more than enough.
Yeah.
So the heads-up army, hero's got a better one, but of course his base race is going on.
What a game to
Where
finish
is
up.
the last structure of Hydra? I can't see anything. Is it just that?
An extractor, an extractor.
Has he got any drones?
No.
Why is he just go kill the extractors?
I don't know.
He's like going back to the fence.
I guess, you know, if you kill these units, then you win.
Yeah, but
as
he's
well.
got probes with him too. He could easily throw down 2 pylons in his opponent's base and just kill the extractors. But whatever the case, looks like hero's going to win this. GG is called, and a nice attack. Good.
Yeah, sick stuff. Sick stuff. And it was, as you said, it was cool that we saw herO kind of delay it out for 4th Immortal after seeing a low drone count.
But it was a lot of chrono boost in the robots.
Yeah.
Like 4 Immortals at like 9 minutes 30. That's really fast.
That is very, very fast. And it's funny because actually at the very beginning of all of that, he didn't chrono boost.
Yeah.
He wasn't chrono boosting the initial Immortal, but it was all focused on the extra 3. But then Hydra obviously realized, oh, actually, I'm really not going to have that much to stop this, especially if he lays down good force fields. So straight up counterattack. He just had to kind of consolidate his losses and go for it.
So herO is one of 2 players to qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. CJ herO will go to that tournament and will compete there. So congratulations to him. Now we've got to find out who the second player is going to be. There is still a chance that Hydra can go through because there are other players down there. Mora versus Rain. That's really good. I hope we can get an arm. Let's just try and get that.
Oh, yes. Oh, Mara versus Rain. Let's go with that. That would be awesome.
I don't know if they've started yet, though.
I hope not.
They may have. Yeah, Rain's in a game they may have started.
No!
That would have been really good. So it's Mora versus Rain's one of the games down there. Revival versus the winner of Trap and Sue is the other.
So we may have to have a little bit of downtime here before we can get in.
It depends on how Trap and Sue is doing.
Well, exactly. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Join us after the break when we're going to have some more StarCraft action here for the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore qualifiers for Korea and Taiwan.